Hello guys, hello traders, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. I'm back again with another video of our analysis of our strategy called the Tricon strategy. So I'm not putting out a lot of videos simply because I want to give the market time to move such that we can get better setups. However, today I'm going to be giving you the analysis on two pairs. I'm going to be giving you the analysis on GBPNZD. This is a pair I took I think 2 days ago. And then also we shall talk a little bit about US oil. Two pairs. So stay around as I take you through a step-by-step analysis of this strategy. So if you don't know how to analyze the Forex market, this video is for you. If you don't know how to take your Forex entries, this video is for you. Also, if you do not know how to mark out market structure and see the zones in the market, this video is going to be for you. So just stick around, just like we do every day. Stick around such that you can study something. And also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you have learned something out of the video, don't forget to like the video. So subscribe. Last time I told you I opened up a Telegram group where I'm going to be starting to teach you how to analyze the Forex market, at least the way I do. And the group is already active. So far we have around 70 members. So we are supposed to start our lessons when we get to 100 members, at least 100 plus members. Or if we don't get that, then effective first we can start our lessons. Remember, this was supposed to be like an offer for people who have been subscribing to the channel every now and then to make it reach to 1,000 subscribers. So I don't want other people to miss out. We have so far reached 1,000. I think we have passed 1,000 subscribers. So I don't want all the 1,000 people who subscribe to miss out. That's why I'm just waiting. If I can get more people, it is okay. Because if I start, I don't want people to find us on the way. Oh, sometimes I start, I finish, and then some people came, I'm a subscriber, I subscribed this date, and I missed out on the lesson. So you have to make sure that you subscribe and check the link in my bio or in the description of this video to get to go to my Telegram group where I'm going to be teaching you guys how to trade, so how to analyze the market. So with all that being said, if you have not yet subscribed, kindly subscribe. Go to my bio only if you have subscribed. If you have not, I'm going to remove you from the group. Subscribe, then after go to my bio. There is a link in my YouTube bio. There is a link for Telegram. Click on it. It is going to take you to the Telegram group where your colleagues are waiting. Then I'll also insert the same link in the bio. You can also click on it and then it will take you to direct you to the Telegram group. So far we have 70 members, but soon we are starting our classes. So subscribe and be part of that. So let's proceed with the video. So this is GBPNZD, and GBPNZD, this is the daily time frame. This is daily time frame. I told you whenever you open the chart, the first thing you want to do is to go to the highest time frame that you can afford. Now this one is going to be a step-by-step video. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to clear everything that is on the chart here. Let me just delete everything such that I can make you understand. So now, yeah, like this. So you go to the chart and it's a plain chart like this. What do you do when you see the chart plain like this? You ideally don't know where to enter from. You don't know if you're to sell or buy. Yes, now we are in an uptrend. You're looking for buys, but where do you buy from? Would you buy from here because we're in an uptrend? Would you buy from here because we're in an uptrend, or here? So how do you buy, and how do you know where you're likely to stop and turn around? Like where is going to be your take profit? So when you open a chart like this, the first thing you want to do is to go to your highest time frame. The first thing you want to do is to go to your highest time frame. And what is your highest time frame? It depends on the trader. If you're the trader, basically your daily is going to be a highest time frame of 4 hour. If you're a scalper, people who trade lower time frames, 2 hour, 1 hour are going to be a highest time frame. But for me, I'm a swing trader. That means my highest time frame should be the monthly or weekly. However, I told you I only go to the monthly if the month has just ended or it is starting, to check how the previous month candle has ended. So after that, I'm not going to add the monthly again. I'm only focusing on the weekly, daily, 4-hour and 1-hour, 2-hour for setups. So now, if I go to my highest time frame should be the weekly. So I'll open the chart and then I go to the weekly. When I go to the weekly, what do I see? When I go to the weekly, what do I see? Now, if you observe very well, we have price going up, higher high, higher low, higher high. I think this was an equal high, then a higher low, and then a higher high. So price is retracing back. So this one clearly shows you that we are in an uptrend. People who trade trend lines, you can see the trend is hyper. The trend line is so stiff, meaning this is a hyper uptrend. Good. So now we are in an uptrend. How do we take advantage of this trend and make our entries? One, you're going to look for areas of support and resistance, or supply and demand on the weekly time frame. Now, when you look at the weekly very well, you see that price made rally, base, rally. This is a single candle basing. Price came and made a rally, a base, a rally. So what do you see there? If you see a demand zone here and then price has come into this demand zone, you should be expecting at least some rejection up to around this area before maybe we can break or continue to the upside. So you're looking to buy from this area. So I'm going to mark out my zones very well. I'm going to mark out my zones very well. I don't know, I copied that thing. Why is it not pasting? Is the internet? What is that? I think that it is the internet, because I'm trying to paste my bars, but they are not pasting. The ones I use for support and resistance, yeah, they're up here. They're up here. Sorry. Are they the one up here? Is it the one? How comes it is only one? Thing is, I don't know. Let me try to paste again and see. Oi, okay, guys. They are pasting all themselves up here, so I just delete one like that. So they are remaining two up here. Although you can see one, but there are two. I'll show you. So when I remove one like this, you see there's one that remains. So I'm just going to mark out my support and resistance area. So this is the previous resistance, and these higher highs here are going to be your support zones if price has broken out. These higher highs here, you see, are going to be your support zones if price eventually breaks out of this. So you don't have to underestimate those higher highs and higher lows. So now I have marked, this is I think everybody can accept or agree with me, this is a former resistance zone. Then price broke out, so it is like a break and retest, and then we proceed to the upside. You get the point? So price broke out of this. So people who trade break and retest, price broke out of the resistance. Now it is coming back to retest the resistance as support before it can come up here. And look at when it comes up here, it is making something like a double top. But before we get there, let's first concentrate here, because we are looking for a narrative for our buys. So price comes, breaks out of this zone. Now it is coming to retrace. So we have marked this high, we have marked these previous high highs also. So let me go back to my my candlesticks. So now if you look at where I've marked clearly, you will see that this is where we even have a demand zone. So price made a rally, a base, a rally, and then it made a demand zone here. So this candle is coming to test, this is a weekly candle coming to retest this demand zone. Probably maybe it can start going to the upside. I think we are together up to that. So after analyzing the market on the weekly time frame, knowing that the market is at a previous support zone, which is also acting as a resistance, then you have a high narrative of buying than selling. So the weekly has told you that we are likely to be buying. First of all, we are in an uptrend, and then we are testing the previous resistance. Okay, so let's go to the lower time frames now. This is now what we call top-down analysis. So when you come to the lower time frame like the daily, you can refine these zones. Let me put this line chart here. you can refine these zones to where price is at the current. You see now, this is resistance, resistance, broken, used at support, and then proceeded to make another high. So what are we waiting for? We want price to retest this area, and then start going to the upside. However, what is happening is there is a demand zone here, which also led to the break of structure. However, this demand zone, I would be so confident if price sat on this level very well. I think I told you this thing 2 days ago. If price came to sit on this level very well before it can go to the upside. Right now, price is just ranging around there. So now what I'm going to expect is the 4-hour is going to play a very pivotal role in order for me to start buying this market. How is it going to play that? Now, you see there is a demand zone here on the 4-hour. I think you can see it. This is a demand zone, very good demand zone on the 4-hour. And we also have something like an inverted head and shoulder at that level with a good demand zone showing it at a lot of buying momentum. You see these huge candles here. You found them on shoulders. That is a very big sign that there is a lot of buying pressure in that area, which is a good thing. So now, after we come here, what do I want to see? If price indeed it is going to buy, you're going to witness something like an inverted head and shoulder at this area. You see what price made here? Let me put for you the line chart. You see, this is shoulder, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then price shot up like a QM pattern, then came retraced on this shoulder and then bought massively. That is what you're likely to see around here. If you don't see something like that, you're not going to be entering for buys at this level. What you instead do, you'll wait for price to start making higher highs, higher lows on the 4-hour or 2-hour. You'll wait for price to come, drop down here, and then break the previous high, which will be this one, I think. Make higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and then you start looking for demand zones that have been created by up to the upside. For now, you're not doing anything. You're waiting for price to show you it is cards. For now, you're not doing anything. You know where price wants to buy from. You have the narrative as buys. Now you're waiting for something we call confirmations. Since you're trading on the high time frame, the confirmations are going to be many on the lower time frames, especially the 4-hour. One, you will get an inverted head and shoulder here, or if it doesn't happen, you will see price start, instead of making these lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower lows, lower highs, lower low, lower high, it will now start making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Now, from there, you will be looking for only demand zones, buy, until when you reach this level here. I hope guys we are together up to that level. You see the thing price made here. Let me go to the line chart. You see the thing price made here. As left shoulder, a head, price broke this level, this previous lower high, and then made the right shoulder and then started dropping. That is what is likely to happen here. That is what happened here. Whenever you see the thing at a place of support or resistance on a 4-hour time frame, guys, 4-hour time frame, just know it is going down. Just know it is going down. I taught you the thing on Euro GBP, taught you the same thing on GBP JPY, taught you the same thing on Euro GBP CHF, taught you the same thing on BTC USD, most importantly BTC USD. Whenever you see something like this, just know it is going down. So just only going to use supply zones up to down. So now here, I know many people would want to start buying from here, but I can assure you price is not yet ready to start moving to the upside, if it is going to move to the upside. So what you have to do is wait these lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs to come here, sit and start making higher highs, higher lows, or make this inverted head and shoulder. Wait for price to do that, and then you start buying to the upside. So GBPNZD, please observe it and wait to see what it is going to be doing. Good. So I think that is for GBPNZD. You see the analysis, it is simple, clear to the point. Does it mean price cannot go beyond this level and drop down? No. Price can always do whatever it wants, but following our strategy and what our strategy is giving us, That is why we are building a narrative for buyers, because our strategy is telling us to buy. If your strategy is telling you to buy and you trust it, you shouldn't be looking for sales. And besides, I do not see any reason as to why this market would be selling at around here. I have a demand zone on the left shoulder of the left of the inverted head shoulder on the 4-hour, and also have a support and resistance from the weekly and the daily time frame. There is no way I would be looking to sell this market from here. No way. I gave you the same thing on EuroChef. Check EuroChef now. EuroChef has finished its inverted head and shoulder, and it is likely to start buying. The same thing I gave you on BTC and Ethereum USD. So right now they are buying. So why would I be selling here? Okay, so that is GBPNZD. So I'll tap on the last pair, which is US oil. So this is US oil. This is US oil. So I'm going to be doing the analysis. You see, US oil reached our zone, tried to make that head and shoulder, but it was not clear. No way you would enter in US oil here. But look at the buy to the upside. Look at the buys to the upside. So now let's start afresh again. So this is US oil. This is the 4-hour time frame. What do we want to do when we go to the plain chart? We go to the hour highest time frame. So you'll come to the weekly. I know my highest time frame should be the monthly, but the month is already in the middle. There is no I'm going to the monthly. So now this is what I have on my highest time frame, which is the weekly. I have price that was making lower lows, lower highs. Let me go to lower low, lower high, broke out of that to make another lower low, retested on it, and then made another lower low. So now it broke out of here and then made an equal low here. This low is equal to, slightly equal to this one. There was a divergence here. I always tell you there is always a divergence you people don't want to hear. Let me put for you the RSI. There is always a divergence. Whenever you see it, you see this is a low, this is a higher low. Whenever you see it, just know it is going down. It is always there, especially on double tops and the high time frame. So price came and made a double top here, a double bottom here, gave you the incision candle, though it was so big. It was so big, and it is a weekly candle. There is no way you can just jump in. And now it has gone above, giving you a weekly engulfing candle. Now this is why going to the high time frame is very good. You see, I would be building a narrative to sell. Why would I be wanting to sell from here? It's because this is the previous area that was broken by previous price action, and today is Friday, and now this candle is closing as an engulfing candle, a weekly candle. That is something big for me, because I don't expect that. You see this, you see how buyers came in here, gave you this big candle, retraced for around 2 to 3 weeks, and then shot up. This is the same thing that is here. Sellers came here, buyers came in and gave you this engulfing candle. So on the weekly, I'm looking at more buyers, though I would have wanted price to retest here, we come down, sit here very well before we can shoot up. However, price is not allowing that on this weekly candle. Why? Because when you look at it very well, it is a very strong candle, showing that there is a lot of buy momentum around this area. Engulfing the previous 2 weekly candles is not something easy. It takes a lot of buy orders to do that. However, it has retested on the previous weekly resistance. This was support, broken out, turns into resistance. So it has retested on resistance. Now we have 2 narratives here. One is to first maybe open next week and sell at around here, retest this this demand zone before price can continue to the upside, or just open, retrace a little bit and then continue up to here. We have 2 narratives on the weekly. Sell a little bit before you can buy, or just continue buying. But the overall buyer should be buys, because this weekly engulfing candle is not here to joke. Okay, so now after knowing that, we go to one time frame below that is related, to see more structures, to see if we can build a better narrative. Now, this is what I was telling you last week. Price tapped into this zone here and then gave us two indecision candles, and you know I told you whenever you find indecision candles at support or resistance, you just be looking for trades in the opposite direction. So price tapped here, gave us two indecision candles, and immediately it started going to the upside. Gave us one big bullish candle. The next day it gave us another big pan. The next day just gave a jump, meaning there's a lot of buy pressure here. So we have a supply zone here. We have a daily supply zone here. This is a daily supply zone. Price still has respected it, has not gone beyond it. This is a rally, a base, a drop. This is a daily supply zone. So price has not gone beyond this supply zone. If price is to go up to here, it will first have to break this area here. And today is Friday. So what do I expect to happen? What do I expect to happen? It's simple. I'm going to wait for price action to either reject here, but when it is rejecting here to come down, it should give me a clear structure, guys. It should give me a clear structure before I can accept that I'm going to sell up to here and then start buying later. If I do not have a clear structure, I'm not going to be entering. That structure has to happen on the 4-hour time frame. So what is the structure? I should have a head and shoulder here, or I should have a double top, but that double top, I will prefer a double top with a broken neckline. Let me show you. So I would prefer, if I'm to sell, I would prefer something like this. Where is it? Okay, it has come. I would prefer price action to do something like this. One top, another top. Now come and break this neckline here. Let me draw the line here. That one there. This top, it can be equal. It can be slightly above, like this, high, low. This is a QM pattern. It can be equal, like that, or it can even be lower, like that. But this neckline will have to be broken first in order for me to confirm that I'm going to sell up to here. That is one scenario. Let me show another scenario. So another scenario should be, I get price goes up, drops down, makes another higher high, comes down, makes this right shoulder, and then show me signs of going down. That is the only way I'll be interested in selling up to here. Why do I need confirmations here? Because price is on the weekly is showing high bullish momentum. So I'm assuming chances are high we might not drop, we might just continue the upside. So if you're just going to continue the upside, how do I know if I do not see any reversal pattern? If I do not see any reversal pattern. However, if I see any, I'll confirm that price wants to sell. Now, the thing I'm talking about is it happened here. It happened here. After price reached here and gave us this indecision candle, I want you to see what it made in this area here on the 4-hour. Think 4-hour to hour. This is the zone. I think it was on the 1 hour. 1 hour. Yeah, you see what it did on the 1 hour, guys? You see what it did on the 1 hour? This was higher high, higher low, equal high. Now, price was supposed to take out this level, like it did here, before I could wait for retracement into this supply zone and start selling. However, after price took out this level, I think they knew I was waiting for confirmation. After price took out this level, it just continued to drop until it reached down here. It never gave me an entry. So there was a supply zone here, there was a supply zone here. Yes, there was one here. There's one here. I think this one is the one you would use to enter. There's a supply zone here. Good, this one worked out, but it was almost near the support zone. Then there's another one here. I think this one was also respected. Very clean one, price tapped in and dropped. So in order for me to be interested in this US oil at that level, we shall have to show weakness in this area here. Yeah, I removed my shall have to show weakness there, and then if we close this candle as an decision candle, you never know, next week we might retrace up to here. However, if we blow through and close above here, we shall be going here. So what do? Just look for demand zones, buy up to around this area. That is on US oil, and I think it is going to happen next week. So you just have to be looking out for those setups on the 1 hour and 2 hour. So I think that is all, guys. That is all for today. Those are just the two pairs I wanted to highlight, and then wait ahead. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to like the video if you have learned something out of it. Don't forget to like the video. Subscribe to the channel, then check my bio. There is a link, a Telegram group. Click the link and then it will take you to the Telegram link, to the Telegram group where your colleagues are. We shall start lessons from there. Also, I'm going to leave another link in the bio in the description of this video. Click on it, it will take you to the Telegram group where we shall be conducting our lessons. So that is all, guys. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section and then I'll pick them up and maybe answer them. Also, let me talk a little bit about Eurochef, something that I gave you this week, yeah, on Monday, I think. You see, Eurochef, I told you Eurochef was an inverted head and shoulder and it was likely to start buying. So the entries were here, stop losses slightly below, that is 35 pips. But as you can see, Eurochef is not yet to go down. It is going up. It is going to the upside. And you see, this is an inverted head and shoulder on the 4 hour. This is what I'm telling you. If it happens on GBPNZD, you're going to be in a lot of pips. So this is an inverted head and shoulder on the 4 hour. Guys, the moment you learn trading, the moment trading clicks like this for you, you're going to earn money. You're going to change your life in a smallest period of time. It might take time. It might take a year or 2 or 3, but the moment it clicks, guys, there is no turning back. I want to tell you one thing. For me, it has taken me 2 years to learn trading very well. To learn these setups, it has taken me 2 fucking consecutive years to learn setups. Not sleeping day and night. Being on the setups, even at work, I'm always on the charts looking for what things are doing, what the market is doing. And look at what is happening right now. I'm able to know where the market is going to turn around from. I'm able to predict what might happen, and sometimes it happens. And then what does that give you? Confidence. Confidence to enter your markets. You know the things has been working for so long. Even right now it will work. I know when the market is going to turn around. So it gives you a lot of confidence. I gave you Eurochef. Right now you should be in profit. And it is going to move. It is a long-term buy. It is going to move, guys. Eurochef is going to move. I'm telling you this. Now, I've told you about US oil and GBPNZD. Let's look out for that. I also gave you, I think it was BTC USD. No, it was Ethereum USDT and then BTC USD. You see, this was Ethereum USD. Now, let me just. So this is Ethereum USDT. When I told you it was making this inverted head and shoulder here, reacted from the zone. For some reason, it came back down. However, it is still reacting on the left shoulder. Ethereum USDT is still going to buy. It is giving us pips while dropping, giving us pips while dropping. It is still going to buy. Can it go down? It can go down, obviously, but our strategy is telling us it is going to buy. So let's just be patient and wait for price action to move. And guys, what you have to know is you do not open a trade right now and then in the evening it is going to give you a lot of profits. No, it sometimes it will play here for a long period of time before it can decide to move. That is what price action does. Or you can be lucky like this one, but now this one you will not get any entries because the moment it hit this one, dropped. The next entry was around here. It was, you didn't get it. Even this one you didn't get it. So it just dropped without giving you entries. Price will first play around that zone. Now look at this one here. Look at this one. It wanted to drop, but first see what it did. Price came here, you sold, it came down here, came back to the zone, took you out, and then you sold again, came here and then came up back again before it dropped up to here. So if price is going to sell, it will sell. Even if it does what, it will sell. You just have to be patient. Discipline and patience. The discipline is for you to wait for those formations to form, the head and shoulders and double bottoms and double tops. You have to wait for them to form. Patience is sit and wait. Let price action play out. Now you see this is a 4-hour time frame, and you see this is like higher high, higher low, higher high. Price is like making a higher low before it can go up. So what you have to do is you just have to wait. This is also an inverted head and shoulder. Ask yourself, why is price playing at this area here? This is an inverted head and shoulder, guys. Just like we saw it last time, it is happening again. This is a head, this is a head, these are shoulders, and now price has made a higher high from this one, coming to retest, and we proceed to the upside. So just be looking out for only demand zones and buy. If you try to sell, guys, if you try to sell here, you might be burnt out. We are on the daily and weekly support. Selling here is too risky. Buying is the ideal thing. Let's just wait for price action to finish whatever manipulation it wants to do here, and then we start buying it to the upside. Simple, straight to the point. Okay guys, that is enough for today. We shall meet tomorrow in another video. For now, I'll stop there. Bye.